Welcome, Spark. So what kind of Spark are you? Player? Creator? Or both? The stories yet to be told. The games to be made. Civilizations and societies to be formed. The universe is waiting for you to bring it to life. Now, how do we begin?
There we go. That transition. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another Thursday stream. We haven't done one in a little bit of a while. I think we missed maybe just last week, but it feels like it's been a while. So, new format for Thursday streams. So what are we doing today? So we're gonna go forward and think of these as creation streams, but we wanted to make them a little bit more interactive with the community and engaging. So that being the case, what are we doing? We're gonna always pick a game before the stream. In this case, this week we picked a Wii adventure game by Mighty Tomo I think that's an I, maybe it's an L. But we're gonna pick a creation from the community like that every week. And we're always taking suggestions for that too. And then what we're gonna do is put it out there for the community to actually remix. So on stream, what we're gonna do is we'll play the original, and then we'll take a look. We'll see what that experience is like, and probably offer some suggestions then too. And then we'll look at the remixes that the community has done and see how they went and improved that. So it'll be kind of this continuity of like seeing the original and seeing what the community was able to do and add to it. So it's kind of a group effort and kind of really shows the power of remix. And that is the goal. So let me know if audio, visual is good, everything like that. But otherwise, I think we're gonna get right to it. Looks like so far. Also, if you want to participate in this, you still can. This world is available up in public as of right now. If you're watching this on YouTube later, that is not the case. But if you're watching this, joining us on Twitch right now, you can actually remix this now and upload a remix before the get it up within the second half of the stream, and I can take a look at that. So other some of the remixes that already exist out there is one by Paradox Mumus, Lucid Stew, Beefcake Pie, and Where Andrew all remixed this already. So if you want to participate in that in the later part of the show, you can work on one right now. And all we're looking for is minor improvements on how something can have been made better. So let's go take a look at this now, and hopefully I'm live because I haven't seen anybody say anything yet. Let me check here real quick. Just before I get going. Okay. Alright, well everything seems to be going good. Alright. So, Wii Adventure game. Let's give this a play. So, one thing I won't be able to really, at least today, I can try to set it up for other streams, is I can't really judge audio cues because I actually can't hear it. Because if you guys want to hear it, that means I can't really, unless I want to play it out. And that's how you guys hear it too, but it's usually better when it's a direct input for you guys for the stream. So just be aware of that. If you try to do too much audio changes, I won't be able to really know what those are. A Wii game for me and a 5-year-old to play. Okay, massive thanks to Muscat, Tackley's, oh cool, so he's using the tutorials. So welcome to our Wii game, press to start. Alright, so it looks like I have a character selection here right off the bat. So I have male 1 out of 19, so I'm assuming I have 19 choices. I'd see if that's the case. It looks like we might have that bug with the display where some icons aren't showing up. So I think he might have changed up the draw distance, and so that's why I can't see it on PC, but we'll look at that, right? That's why we're remixing these. So I'm using right bumper here to change them. So I got female, I got Princess Annabelle. She's pretty cool. It's a cool character. And okay, so it looks like I got 4, and it looks like that might be a little bug why there's the 119 on these 2 characters. Let's just start off basic male. Let's go. Okay, so A was the select there. So I got a little intro here to the area. Aragon Village. Okay, cool. So I spawned on this little pedestal here. I got names above characters, so that's cool. Definitely using, it looks like some of the RPG tutorial because of the XP to next level. So that's good to see too. Okay, so I got a couple of quests, so looks like I can grab. Let's see what these people say. Okay, speak to me at level 3. I need a strong warrior's help. Come see my wares. Okay, so this highlights green, which is interesting, so that's different from the usual interact. So I expect to use A there to press, but that doesn't interact because that's green, right? A is a green color, but I think it's still B. Yep. So I get a little camera here and an option to buy, which is really cool. I think I need to use, yeah. Here, I'm gonna do this real quick just for ease of use. Let me go to edit. So I'm gonna remix this and see if I can get icons to display real fast. World properties, and yeah, see, draw distance was changed. So there's a bug right now where if you do that, UI icons will not display if it's changed. So let's do that, and let's go back to test. So I should be able to see, yeah, see, okay, that's gonna help us a lot out. So if you're playing on PC, recognize that's gonna happen to you. So that's already a quick fix that would improve this creation. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so I can actually see what I'm picking. Okay, let's go read this time. Okay, yeah. You see, so this gives me a little bit more now on the UI. Makes a little bit more sense, right? So I have like 3 lives. I'm assuming that's what my heart is. I got a number of coins there, strength, accuracy. So I have some stats, health bar. Maybe the red bar is separate from the numbers, or maybe not. And then I'm assuming I have an XP bar too. So cool. Okay. And now if I go to the shop here, I can see that it's still B to interact. Okay, and I don't have any coins, so I can't buy. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that, right? See, so you have the icons of what I'm buying here across the top above what I'm purchasing. So that's kind of nice. I like the preview. Okay, so leave that. And I'm going to leave I'm going to give myself probably playing this creation no more than till 3:20. So another 10 minutes before I want to make sure I give enough time to look at all the remixes and see what they did. Dark times are upon us. Okay. So they're using like the default quest kind of agreement chat conversation, which is cool. That's like a really good start. The necromancers have plagued this land for a long time. Will you help us? I will help. You usually find them near the ruins of the graveyard. Good luck. Cool. So one thing, right? Okay, I say I get the little pop-up necros remaining too. So I do have some kind of log, which is nice. There would be definitely an opportunity there to like kind of create a quest log, or like kind of a menu where you can look at that. There's since this is kind of like an RPG based, right? Like you're gonna have kind of a lot of information to the player, like these stats and stuff. Rather than always on my screen, I'd probably want to put those in a menu too, that I can kind of call up and look at them. And the same thing for a quest log. Okay, so let's go around here. I do like this environment though. Like this was a nice village, and I like these tents, or the tent. Excuse me. These are like a nice different look, compared to always just rustic houses we usually see. So, I started here. Let's see what? Okay, Melandra. Sob. I'm so upset. I've lost 5 seeds traveling back from the forest. Will you find them for me? I will help. See, on that too, I would always think A is to agree, and B is the exit, kind of back out of it. So I'm kind of surprised that it's the opposite way on those dialogues. I would always expect going forward as A, so that's a little bit different. Okay, I got a follower. Yeah, I noticed this too when I was playing. Is it looks like they still have the follower prompt, the say hello, but I couldn't get them to actually follow me. So maybe that's not what they're supposed to do, but I'm always assuming that I'm here to help would make that person come follow me. This is your quest objective arrow. Press up. Okay, cool. So you got a little tutorial here with the signs. So points to where I'm supposed to go above my head, and I can call it with up and down or up on the D-pad and toggling it. Oh, cool. Sword and shield. Press down on your D-pad to show your inventory. Left stick up and down, and press A to equip. Okay, sweet. And you got this is the inventory that we use in the RPG series. Oh, cool. They need to watch my later ones. Let's see here, and if I do that. Okay, oh yeah, they got it. They did get the sword and shield. Sweet. Okay, so that's nice. They got durability. I think that's what that is now on the top there, but it can be it's kind of hard to read that, and because the way that they stack, and it pushed the hearts down too, which I don't think that's on purpose. And pick up that. So now if I look in here, I do got the Astro Pickaxe, which is cool. So if I equip that, it'll replace. And I think I can mine, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming this is, yeah, there we go. And I got a health bar above it. This has a lot of health for. See, I'm curious on if I'm gonna get something at the end or if I've been gathering it as I'm mining. So did I get something? Doesn't look like it. Maybe there's a random chance of getting something at the end, so I'm not sure there. Probably random. We're gonna have to look at that in the code and see if that's what happens. All right, so let's go. So I picked this world to remix because there's a lot of potential, right? And it's big, and it has like big ideas and wants to do a lot of stuff. They have like a really good start. It's kind of it's not. They have kind of all the baselines and stuff in here. Oh, spawned on some enemy bandits. Oh yeah, these guys are pretty tough if I remember. So it's there are default assembly enemies, and they're great. They have a lot of good behavior, and it's really nice to see them getting used. I would definitely recommend AI is a more trickier thing, so I'd always concentrate first on getting your player, and then your player mechanics done first, and then it's kind of an opportunity later to really concentrate on enemies. They are really important to your game, though. You should never neglect your enemies. But these default assemblies do really good job of helping make it get faster. So I'm just gonna go. Yeah, okay, let's go this way. That's where my arrow says. See if I can get one quest done before I need to call it and check out people's remixes. I love this skybox with the atmospheric layer that starts going between. It creates depth automatically without having to drop in a bunch of effects to make it feel that way. I think I saw a question from chat about has I started looking at remixes. No, I have not yet. I'm going to in probably about 5 minutes. So I'm curious on the remixes though what they decided to tackle. I think one of the main things that a remix could do, it would take a little bit longer time though, is definitely could clean up the UI a bit. I think that would be one of the biggest improvements that could be made just right off the bat. Because the UI is directly something you're gonna see, and it's always gonna be in front of you. Oh, there's a coin. Let's get that coin. So it's it's always immediate to the player, right? And the player is also gonna always experience it, so it's worth a lot of effort to put that in there. Okay, let's go this way. This is a very big world, which is cool. They do a good job of making the terrain pretty differentiated. I'd love to see a little bit more props getting put in here though. That would help visually make it distinctive. Maybe this might be a good area I might come up and touch up on visually. This little desert area. Okay, so you guys also say you're here to help, but are you gonna actually follow me? Okay. So you got. Oh, I like again how there's a prompt for the entering when an introduction to the area. So all these guys look like they had their logic removed from the follower people. One thing that'd be cool during that cutscene is not to just have that display of all their names and stuff, right? During that cutscene. That would be really easy to do. Your level's 2 weak, speak to me when you have more level 5. These stores are really nice. I can't afford any of that, but sell me your ores. Looks like I could still agree to that, even though I don't think I had any ores to actually give him. I think those are checkpoints. Let's see. Okay, so these look like they're displaying their position over there. Yeah, because it's like a 3 set of numbers, so that's again interesting. I can't imagine there's any gameplay reason for that, so it looks like those just needed to be removed. Iron to... Oh, cool. So there's this whole... It looks like there's this little mining mechanism that I can get stuff out of, so that's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, here's the bars. So if I go to my inventory now, they are there. Okay. Nice. When the anvils have the correct ingredients, the forge becomes active. Oh, this is, what is this from? This is from something. Okay, so if I go here now, I've played a game that has done this before with the anvils, and then you can like do things together. It's not super easy to do though. So I mean, if I equipped like the bar and then I put it on there, yeah, that is how it works. And let's try this. I think I dropped something. I thought I had a shield too. I don't know where it went. Equip. And so it's a gold and a steel, and then if I interact with the forge, is that gonna give me something? I hope. It consumed it. What did I get out? It was like obviously an incorrect thing. So somehow in that process my shield got 8. I don't know how, but that was pretty cool. I like that. I like that idea of how to, you know, the combining it. I can't remember what game that. There was a game I've seen that before, and so I'm really glad to see that brought out, because I think that's a cool way of doing crafting. I'm too low for it. I think I got to this area without getting the seeds or a necromancer, which is not that. I should have been a little bit more on top of that. I just was following my quest arrow. Oh, Aragon? Okay, let's do this. Let's get this guy. So this is the follow quest where I think he has a home there, back in Aragon Village. So that's cool, and he has his health. So yeah, there's a bunch of all these UI things kind of displaying on it, which kind of gets, you know, to be a little bit problematic. All right, let's get him back to Aragon. If I remember, I crossed this kind of chasm. I am curious now, so like if I fall in there, I wonder if I'm ever able to get back up. That's always kind of the next, you know, plugging those holes and making sure the player doesn't have a point where they get stuck would be important, especially if you want people to be invested. Now these guys I think were actually respawned, which is pretty cool. So there's probably like a timer on that. I'm curious on what that spawn looks like. Meatloaf Muffin tells me I can get out there, so that's good. Okay, awesome. And let's pick... Okay, that was experience I got. It looks like their experience is like sparks. Oh, there's zombies. Wait, but they're... I think I gotta... Is it zombies I gotta get, or necromancers? Come on, Traveler. Oh, man, you gotta defend yourself, dude. Alright, let's just run. Come on, this way. Uh-oh. There you go. That teleport is super helpful. Okay, so you have this place right here. There you go. Well, his coins went everywhere. That was kind of funny. Doop, doop. Although he got, those are bundles of 10, so that was actually not bad. So I can actually go to this store and buy something now. Let's do... You know, I lost my shield. Let's get a new shield. Let's buy. Okay. And if I go here now... Okay, so it did... It did take my sword off, but... not by... You know, that was... unexpected, but not terrible. I didn't like lose it. And I do have that durability up at the top, you can see. So my sword is at 17.6. So it's it's very in depth, which I really like. I like all these little, side things. There's a lot to do and a lot to look at in this, right? And I've already been playing almost 20 minutes, and I've barely even made a dent into the creation itself. So now let's jump out. You got an idea of what the original is, so let's go take a look at some of what the remixes were able to achieve with that as like a blank template. Alright, let's not do related, let's do lineage. Okay, I'm just gonna go in order here. So the first one by Paradox Mumus, who I think is in chat with us. So he removed Biome Brush from the undead area and replaced it with some dead trees and bog plants. Added windy rocks to plains area and added some lighting to the woodland area. Alright, well, let's just play it. Let's give it a go. If we need to be more careful on time, we might just look at some of the stuff in Remix, especially where the design, but we'll do it from play. It's pretty easy to get into this. So I'm looking for, it looks like what he did is where all the area where we saw the zombies, he cleaned up, he got rid of like just the standard woodland and made it more fitting for zombies, right? So kind of a dead forest. Which is really cool. That'll add some variety, right? Like the most common setting that we see in, he didn't fix my display thing though. Oh, the light looks really good right there. That's definitely an improvement already. How did, that's way more dramatic with the shadows. So I'm assuming, am I in a different skybox? I think I am, and then the sun angle is more dramatic too. So that's cool. I already like that variation. One thing that we've always looked at, and we've talked about in artist streams before, is this. So like for instance, right, this is kind of a big courtyard area, and you have this like giant shadow that kind of cuts across it, and I'm assuming it's from one of these big trees. Yeah, that big tree. You would want this to be kind of lit up and have this like a point of attention. So maybe like, figure out how your trees need to be situated, right, to get the shadows to be in the right place. But really cool. I like that. It makes it more friendly and inviting, I think. It's easier to see these characters too. So that was one benefit that we can already see. I definitely like that change. And then, so I come out here. Yeah, we are definitely in a different skybox because we don't have the atmospheric anymore. Dead. Okay, so it looks like where we need to go. So over here, oh yeah, so you got along this path. So it switches up. So now instead of the normal standard biome brush, you have the tree stuff and some dead trees mixed in there too. Looks like we even got some effects going underneath the water there, which I really like. I'm gonna try not to die, but I don't really want to engage people either right now. So that's pretty sweet. I like that. And I didn't make it all the way over here in the original, but I'm assuming he added some of these water puddles too, to change it up. And then, wow, he did the whole full area. So those pines and the dead trees, and then I think that's the owl tree even right there, yeah. Kind of all mixed together, look really good. And you got the graveyard. That's sweet. Okay, so I'm going to exit this, and we're gonna look at it in Remix. And then we also have some rocks to look for too. The windy rocks, which are the conquer rocks, which are everybody's new favorite thing to build and add. But yeah, so this is a good example though of what we're looking for, right? In these streams is like, you don't need to spend a ton of time, right? But it's a really good example to the original creator and to everybody else how certain attention areas can really make a big difference. That's what I think we're going for in these streams, is showing off the original versus remixes and how how different they can actually be. And obviously sometimes they're more just style preferences, and then others are actual improvements. Okay, here's all those rocks too. So yeah, this is a big creation. Look at all that spacing. Like all the way over here. Looks like this whole area's not finished yet either. It's like a huge, nice blank canvas. So we started all the way over here. See, it looks like it's like this tree and this tree. So I probably would have gotten rid of those two, and I think that would have helped kind of clear that and make that up a little bit more open. I do like the shadow, like this little undergrowth here under this log. This was a cool touch that the creator originally did. And I like how when this new lighting, it seems like really dark, right? And you're kind of, it's kind of foreboding, right? You kind of want to stay, this little sanctuary is where you want to hang out in. And it also, like, you know, as you're looking down this path too, it grabs your attention. It kind of pulls you this way because of the brightness. Okay, so yeah, you got all these trees. It's looking good. And this guy scales up really nice. 843% on that big tree. So we saw a majority of all this where these got replaced out. They look really good. We're gonna have to ask Sko in chat, did you use the biome brush very much for the actual bog stuff, or did you place everything by hand? And then these guys are the windy rocks he added. So he added some detail here in these hills, which is obviously a very big difference on these. It very much looks like it's a kind of a wind brushed like planes, right? Because these are like, he keeps a lot of their flat surfaces pointing forward. Not very many, like this one, how it's like the sharp point is there, and most of them aren't like that. It's kind of these nice like flat tops, which, you know, really encourage it, but it breaks it up. So I do like it. It is different. I haven't seen them used this way, but I think it's like a really nicely done. Like this one's cool too, because you got like the moss growing on it, so it's like kind of embedded in there. Yeah, Conquer rocks are fantastic because they have so many different surfaces to work for. I use these the same way here, and also like stone chimneys, which we have shown off in the past. I am curious on the object count. We are getting pretty close on this creation. It looks like they're a little bit more than 3/4 of the way. I'm curious what takes up most of that, because I don't think it would be too much of like these. Like honestly, this is not too much anymore. Just even all these trees and stuff, I feel like that wouldn't be all of it. So I feel like there's some probably more detailed things out that would eat up the object count, but I've yet to know where those are located. Looks like, oh yeah, it looks like there is. This is that desert area. I think I might try to work on this area at some point if we have time. So really cool remix there, Paradox Mumus. Okay, yeah, and he did not use the biome brush. Usually biome brush can add a lot more than you would need and add a lot to your prop count too once you start detailing out. It's good to start with, but alright, so let me get back to the, oh, that was the worst way to get back to the original. We adventure. Start with him and we'll look at the lineage. Okay, so next one we're gonna look at is Lucid Stews. Alright, so he worked on the intro, character selection screen in the home village a bit, performance optimization by moving characters from template to gallery, eliminating the superfluous biome elements, and replacing the logic cube spawn points with random vector code. That's a lot of changes. Let's check this out and play. Obviously code you can't really tell from a remix standpoint, it's not as obvious. Sweet, so you worked on a lot of what you encounter at the very beginning too. Interesting on the logic cube spawn points and using the vector code instead. It's an interesting thing. I like it. I'm pretty sure those are all boots. They are boots. So you have this nice intro screen here, introducing a Wii adventure, and you got the nice flashing A. So that's cool. I like the boots. That's pretty awesome. And you got a more stylized character selection screen here. So you kind of got icons set It looks like Lucid Stew also fixed the draw distance bug. You got the icon there, or name template there, and he also fixed the one out of 19 we saw. It's cool. What I like to do on this is when I press the right trigger, you can see it actually press on the screen, and that's a nice touch. And then the A is just constantly flashing. So let's select a character. Got an effect. And that camera, and he looks like he dressed up the question mark a little bit. Looks like this skybox changed a little bit too. Nice. And then the starting area here, he has different color tents, which I like. And sure, will help. I like that. I like the different color tents. That adds a lot to the area. And I'm curious on the spawn logic. Oh, cool. And he changed the text on there, and you see that instead of the default, like, I'll help you out or whatever, it's like, I'll bend my bow to your will or something to that effect. I guard the village. Okay, cool. Oh, and apparently the skybox didn't get changed, so I guess there was heavy effects going on in the original, because I thought that was the Noxious Bogs guy, but maybe my memory is failing me. But dang, okay. I'm getting thrown off now. Okay, so I got this pickup still. So I'm gonna go in now to edit, and I want to see if I can figure out what happened with the random logic cube, the random spawn. See if I can find where that logic was. Okay. So you guys are all where you're at. Escort quest destination. That's cool. Seed quest. So I'm assuming it's kind of where by the enemies. So the enemy spawned over here. Okay, yeah. So here's the random vector code. Instead of using a logic cube spot, they used from this position the random vector to do it. So it'll change every time. So that's very nice. Let's see if they enemy spawner one here. Yep, same thing. So an improvement on where these zombies get created. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Where else? No, I think that covered it. That's really nice, Lucid Stew. It looks really, I love the dressing up here. The intro was a lot cleaner, especially the character selection screen. And then I love the title too, the ad with the boots. That was pretty clever. I kind of feel like, I don't know why, but boots in like the word "we," right, kind of give this flavor of I don't know why, it gives character to the creation, and I think those kind of go well together. Like I like the Wii adventure, and like I think you use Wii in the description too. It kind of is just different. You don't see that very often, so it makes it stand out. And title screens itself too. So like oftentimes too, like your screenshot for the level, right? You know, this guy will like get replaced with like a Wii adventure or whatever. So that could be something to do too that the original creator could. Okay, and let's go look at this one. Wii Adventure Game Winter. All right, so I think, yeah, he switched it. So this one was a very different remix because he wanted to change it up significantly and made it into a winter wonderland. So let's make sure I don't miss anything else. Changes include a switch to winter setting via terrain swap and recolor, added some scene and character lighting, hold RT to run. That's pretty nice. And then reduced the fog effects on Xbox frame rate. So there was quite a bit of a fog in the Wii Adventure game, so you might have seen some performance hitches on Xbox. Or if your PC wasn't particularly like a gaming PC rig. Let's go into a remix first. I think we'll be able to see most of the changes, obviously, from there. Hey, Christopher in chat. So this is a new stream format we're doing going forward for Thursdays, and what we're doing is we pick a creation from the community, and then we invite the community to remix it, and we check out all the changes, and we kind of learn about how to make creations better. And it's cool for the original creator to see, and I think as well for people who want to participate as remixers can as well. So, oh wow, yeah, this is very different. So you got the winter wonderland here. So this is where we started with the tents. So it looks like they did a nice, if you're like here, right, on your color palette, it's a pro tip where if you have one of these and you select, and I don't want to ruin this, but what is this, like Arctic? So if this is Arctic snow, I can switch to like bog plains, and obviously that was a really bad choice because that one's, I don't know where it's used. I have no idea. It looks like here a little bit, but it'll swap that texture actually out, right? Ooh, see, and it goes back, it disappears. So you can like switch out terrain very quickly. You don't have to even you don't have to repaint it over if you want to keep the pattern. It's basically you put down the pattern and then you change what the texture is of that. So you got the snow, and it looks like I want to see. Oh yeah, there is some light. Okay, so you got like a purplish tint here and a blue around here. We're gonna see that in play mode and what that looks like. I'm curious on just the different areas though. And I think I saw one thing I like to do with snow is always like on these trees, it's like they're just, this color tint channel is like made for it. I'll just do it on this little guy. If you go to edit and then properties, appearance, and you go, I think it's canopy C. Not really that one. Canopy B. Yeah. You can like take it and make it all the way white, and it just looks like they have a little bit of white to them, right? You can even do a little bit on this one if you want it to be a little bit whiter. I still want to keep, you want to keep like kind of some green, but you can do that and it kind of makes it fit more and looks kind of snow covered, right? And you can do it for all these tops. Obviously that's pretty time consuming, and I'm not going to do that on stream. Probably take me, to get all these trees, probably take me like 30 minutes or whatever. So, but that's a good, another suggestion. If you wanted to turn this into a winter scape, I'd love to see the trees switch like that. Also, one thing you can do is like on this tree log, right? It's pretty big. It'd be kind of cool to see kind of, what is it? Snow is the word I'm looking for. Snow added like onto it, like it's kind of clumping. So like what I can do is actually add snow like onto this tree branch. And the way our our voxels are, they're kind of more smooth and roundish, and it actually is like the best for snow. I think it just ends up looking good. So you can start clumping this actually onto different props. See if I can get this to look okay. Right? And I can kind of try to, make this a little bit less bulky by kind of going back on top and removing some of it. But there you go. So you can get these snow clumps on different props. I mean, I can even go like on this tent, right? I could like, got some snow now, and it's like the billows of the tent. Billows, I think, is a word that you could describe the tent. But like, right, even just like that, right? Some slid off into that kind of crevice. But you could actually start dressing up a lot of the props like that. Okay. Alright, I've been told to play it. And go. Oh. It's got the intro in the Wonderland. So apparently, oh yeah, there are some tints. Oh yeah, okay, so they did use code to do some of the tinting, which is a nice thing. That's a lot quicker. Okay, so there you go. So you have all these trees are tinted through code. I like it. I'm gonna try to find where that logic is. You got the color here. the different light bulbs. So you kind of got this purple, yellow, blue, so that's a nice change up, which I really like. Somebody say where's where's Olaf from Frozen? Yeah. No, that looks cool. So I could have wasted, right, half hour, like what I was saying, or whatever, trying to color tint all of these, but he probably had a code solution, made this a lot better. And let's see if I can find it. There we go. So this big box, I like this. This helps me find it. The remix remix control. Okay, so there's the snow effect, which is going on for each all visible objects. It primary color equals white. Call page run. Oh yeah, because he also added a sprint control. I could show that off in Player 2 real quick. Is that really? That's for each all visible objects, its primary color equals white? That's pretty interesting. It's like very, so I guess it would do good for all the trees, right? But with that, I mean, that affects everything, I'm imagining. So like, even if I remember correctly, like some of these characters' outfits also became white, right, when I went to play, which could match and be exactly what you want. I think you could also do something like, if you only wanted to target trees, you could probably do, let's see, I wonder if this would work for each all individual objects. You could do something along the lines of when pretty sure this would work if you want to do when it equals, and go to objects, object gallery. And I think if you like pick a tree, right? So if I have like this kind of tree, I could set it to only look for the trees from the gallery, right? So I could go through now and say, you know, I have no idea if this is the most optimal way of doing it, but I think this would work. And let's see if I'm gonna try to test this live on stream here. Trying to remember what the first tree is. A couple are those trees that are at the very beginning. Yeah, I want to do that. Let's do this one. Okay. So now, because I think what it'll recognize is that's that object regardless, right? Like, so it'll just only do those ones. So hopefully some of these trees are of that type. So let's go to test. I colored that one, so that one doesn't count. Okay, so you can see now that like the characters don't have all the white jackets. I can't tell. Oh, these trees are really, really tall. Just from my quick look, I don't see any of the trees color tinted through code. But I feel like there would be a way of doing it that way, right? Of matching it to what it was from the gallery. I don't know. I would hope that would work. How much time we got? Oh, I can try to sneak this to work. Let's see here. When it equals, maybe when it equals that, I feel like I might be, when I do this, I might be throwing off what the it references. It might be switching, I don't know. For each all individual, when it equals that. I don't know. I think that'll be a nice thing. Maybe that's something we can see in a later remix for Thursday on how to get that working correctly. I would think this would work, but you know, that's not always the case, right? When it equals that, if primary couplet equals white for each. Yeah, I don't know. I like that though. I like the overall, like, change everything white. It's kind of a nice, like, very quick way of doing it. I think you'll have some definitely side effects on it. I like this. I don't think I even pointed that out before though. I really like how the desert ended up turning out too. With it still has a different feel to it, right? But you got the desert and you got this path through here too. The dark, like the Arctic kind of ice through it. Thought that turned out really nice. That looks cool. Oh, that's funny, because in chat, they just said take a look at the canyon area, and I just did. Ice-covered rocks. Yeah, I think this is what I'm looking at. If I don't see something that you want me to show off, make sure you tell me. I'm taking a look at all these tunnels. There's quite a network of tunnels here in the terrain. Whoop. Cool. Yeah, no, this turned out really, really cool. There's a ton of named objects. Woo! Oh, and I don't think I pointed out, I think the purple haze may or may not have been in the original. I can't remember, honestly, but I think that's cool. I like the purple effect, too. You got here's a point for the necromancer to spawn. Nice. Okay. And go back to the original. And I think we have one more remix to check out, and I think that will be pretty much perfect at time. Yep, okay. So this is where Andrew 2's, he did a We Adventure character pack remix, so added 9 more selectable characters. Oh, that's cool. So you can now everybody did the RT the sprint. All characters have different stats too. Included the original description too. I like it. All right, let's play it. Let's take a look at the new characters. Nice, yeah. So in the that purple fog was added there, and it has proximity control. So I'm pretty sure it'll turn off if you're not close to it until you get closer, and it'll power on. So it'll save on performance too. That's a nice optimization. Character pack add-on by We're Andrew. All right, and start. Okay, so now I'm expecting to see a bunch more characters. So generic male, Princess Annabelle, and then oh yeah, so you got Ruben. So this goblin warlord guy, pretty sweet. Leo, Kane, Zed, Captain Nebraska. What is that on his head? It's a big patch. He looked cool. Mary Jane. I like the Kia's head, and then like the ranger outfit. That's pretty cool. Clive. Another big goblin. Williams. You got the good luck troll. Should have been called Thomas. That would have been pretty funny for me to see that on stream. Missed opportunity, We're Andrew. Just saying. And Mysterious Stranger. Oh, that's a Fallout reference, I'm pretty sure. Looking good though. I like that with the hat. So that's a custom hat as opposed to using the like leprechaun hat or the. I'm trying to remember if that's the specific prop name for it, but that's interesting. Looks cool. You got Gallia Elemental, the Void Corruptor. I like it. Nice. Those are a lot of cool characters. You guys have a favorite? I think my favorite will probably be Clive. I really thought the goblins turned out really well. Yeah, he's pretty sweet. Although I think Captain Nebraska might take second, just because that crazy eye patch. let's try Clive. There's me on my little spawner. There we go. Yeah. That's always fun. I always like playing as a goblin. I think like the way that their just animation, like the bounciness of it, I don't know. And you play as humans so often. I think and goblins really have. I think next to like some of the humans, the goblins have like the next most customization you can really do to them. And they turn out really nice, and have like personality. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no, this is sweet. That's cool. I like all the different custom characters, so that's a nice addition to the creation. Yeah, he's cool, Clive. Awesome. Well done, work. So now, I think that, after these streams, what I always hope to do now is that, so this game that we played, this Wii Adventure game, the original creator, so in this case it's Mighty Tomo, I'd love to see, right, like them incorporate some ideas from the remixes that happen, or, and really in general, right, I want to see any of the stuff that we learned and looked at, the things and what you could do to your own creations, and they're really just quick, really, I think, pretty quick things you can do to make them, stand out and do better, right? So we saw somebody take, kind of the standard woodland, biome that we're all used to seeing, and then, somebody turned into like winter wonderland, so it's like great for, if they wanted to make it for holiday season. Right, we featured a bunch of holiday stuff just last week. We saw way more characters get added in the selector. We saw a huge improvement, I think, in the visuals of what the character selector was like, with Lucid Stew's remix, as well as just a lot of other, benefits and perks to making that starting area look better. Even, and I'm probably sure I didn't talk about another remix. Oh, and then in Paradox Mumus is like with the graveyard shift, right? Like I thought, like if you want to stay true to the character, not dramatically change the remix, right? But so you still wanted the woodland, feel to it. But I think that swap to the boglands and the dead trees made a lot of sense, for that area, right? So it kind of foreboding and a lot scarier. So if we just go back now, right, and remix the original creation. I'm curious also to see what the skybox really was after we were. I thought it was bog, but maybe I got changed after everybody started doing remixing or did their remixes. And yeah, definitely, we're gonna be sharing the World 2 remix a lot earlier. In fact, there was a suggestion. I might just go with it without even looking at it. Give me a second. I'll pull up. I don't want to say it right off the top of my head. So, oh yeah. So right now the original creator actually went back and they switched it over to the Noxious Bog, and I think you guys were all had it on what morning? Yeah, so I think it was originally that, and it got switched over. Right, so I love to see what the art looked up, the art arted up on this. I love the little path around here too. It's an interesting thing, and it looks like it's not finished out yet, but I love how it's kind of like where you kind of came from. That's what I feel like from this path. You kind of came from there. It's pretty sweet. You got the bog water too, so that was a change. I think from what I think that was the default water in everybody's remix. And then you got this kind of fog. So I'm going to try to, I think in these streams, to come back to the original creation too at the end, because I think it's kind of, you see it before, check out all the changes, and then go back to after. How are we doing on time? Oh, I do have 5 minutes. I should remix something in here. Let's leave it, the creator did switch it to bog, so let's keep it on bog for right now. I'm not gonna publish it because I don't think I'll be able to make any kind of meaningful things on this stream in 2 minutes. But and I would also not publish it from this account. I would probably use Spark Thomas. Let's see. I wanted to. Oh man, this fog is super thick actually. So I'm gonna go look at, let's look at like this area. I thought this area was really, really cool. Let me switch so I can see what's going on. I love how just a skybox change can be so, you know, different. Let's just go day clear. Day clear, where are you? Day clear, okay. Again, day clear I like to work in a lot because it's just like, I feel like it's kind of like true colors, you know, and then everything else is like a filter on top of it. So these guys, right? So this is like this nice desert, and it's like pretty much all entirely terrain this is getting made from, and I'd love to see more things kind of breaking up this the visual here. So let's see what we have. So Desert Dunes is the pack name that came with a lot of the desert stuff. So putting that tag in, so you get a lot of cacti and you get these rocks. You know, I think it's interesting that there's these clumps of green here still. So I think he was trying to add. I mean, it's definitely intentional, right? Like how they're kind of clumped along the pathway here. So I think they were going for some greenery. So I don't think it would be too strange to start trying to throw in like some of the vegetation of the, you know, the desert, right? So you have like these desert, you know, agaves that could be along the path here. I'm pretty sure that was what it was called. But like, right, actually, because the props have the three-dimensional element to it that kind of just helps break up the terrain. You don't even need a lot of them. I think that's kind of the trick. But yeah, like some rocks and cacti I think would make a big difference. Right, and these rocks, they work also really well for just kind of throwing them in. You know, so like you have this moss here, and I always think it's really cool to like, you know, let's say we get like a nice big rock right here, and you like, say we put it like here, right? So it kind of all of a sudden, right, it kind of stands out and it's a little bit different. We could even, I think it needs to be a little bit more orange. Yeah, it's a little too orange. Okay, just literally that little tiny bit helped a lot match the wall here. But right, if we wanted to keep with the vines, you know, kind of growing, we could actually even, you know, start having them kind of grow around on this this kind of rock, and kind of, you know, it just makes it pop a little bit more, right? And because it's like a prop, it has kind of that hard geometry, but right, it still blends in really well with the rest of the terrain, but it adds, I think, quite a bit. And let's see what else I can do for objects here in a couple minutes. These desert rocks are so funky. They're so different. Let's scale this guy up. Also, scaling up props, you know, obviously you get more bang for your buck, kind of, if it makes sense for the area. You know, when you're doing these cliff faces and all this stuff, you might as well kind of go bigger, I think. Right, you got something like that. We don't want to go, you know, on this one we don't want to throw moss because there wasn't moss here originally, and we kind of still wanted the green to be kind of scarce. It's almost like an oasis. It's like a very common motif, actually, is, you know, when you do hit kind of greenery, it's usually, you know, you're either gonna, it's a safer place, or you're gonna run into, you know, other either villains or villains or friends, because it's like a gathering place in the desert. So I think that's kind of a motif that works really well for desert games. You kind of always need one, and I think the Oasis one works always really well. What else do I got? Oh, I got these thorn bushes too. These are cool. Here we can throw like a dead one. We can put it like at the base. And these are, you know, these little groupings even, like, just help so much. This pathway too is a little too, it's like, right, it's perfectly flat. And literally going through with a roughen brush and just like feathering it. Oh, that's smooth. Oh, that's a little too much. Whoa. Let's turn the intensity like way down. That is a lot. Okay, 10. Okay, I'm gonna have to, so what I'm gonna do is do this. And then I'm gonna come back over and like smooth. So the smooth goes a lot slower. Also, I think with the bridge, I think kind of layering always like have another texture. I know it's like a path, but I feel like one more texture on it would help. I think it's also the same path for that's used in the desert. So I think there's a separate desert path that would work well. You might have run out of different, is it this one? Let's see, this one, right, yeah. This is like the path right for the desert. So you can kind of like maybe start doing some patches or kind of do a transition to where it matches it a little bit more. Oh, look at that. So yeah, today is the 31st. And we just switched over to 4 o'clock here. So some folks in the UK just had their Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to you guys. There's a good way to make this. There's a way to make this look good. I'm not particularly doing a good job of that on this stream though. It's probably more like I need the dirt is like what you kind of need to have the foundation, and then you layer the one that makes sense to layer on top of it. So I think that would be the dirt. Hopefully I didn't just change something crazy like that kind of, right? So the dirt is like the one that would would be on top of the rock. So you would kind of go back and like layer it. You can like tone it way down. And then you could like let it get heavier and heavier. I kind of like that with the subtlety of the dirt like on top, right? With the crack. And then eventually when you get over here, you can like have a much more prominent path if you wanted to, right? If you wanted it to just be this. Or, right, you can obviously, oh, I keep hitting that wrong button every time. This controller, ugh, it does that to me. Or you could obviously just keep it this path and do whatever you want, but I think kind of switching up with that would help a lot, make it feel a little bit different from this path in the woodland area over here. So, all right, I think that's going to actually pretty much cover it for this stream. Hopefully everybody really thought that format was cool. I know I said I would take a look. I'm not gonna look that way because there's a lot going on. I'll just leave it over here. I'm going to look on this computer for another second. There's a computer on the other side, and I'm going to see if I can find a suggested creation for you guys real quick. I think I'm just gonna go with it because I think it'll be good, and I want to give you guys a whole week in advance to pick a creation or to work on and do a remix. Obviously, though, even like with 4, right, we use the whole time, so it's not gonna be crazy. You know, if we get like 10 or 15, I'm gonna be a lot faster on looking through the remixes. Let's see here, this one. And let's see what this one is. Oh yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. Okay, we will do that. I know which our world this is. So the next creation that we're going to do is, I'm gonna put it in chat here for everybody, and it'll be in the description of when this goes to YouTube. So the next one we're gonna do is Cityscape Abandoned Project, and that's by Combative Quill. So there's the title for you guys, and hopefully this is the link. There's a link. Okay, so those are both in chat. So that'll be the world that we look at a week from today. So that'll be the one that the community is invited to remix, take a look at, and we'll be playing all those on stream. I think there's a lot of, I think that one's designed really well, so that one's going to be more about, like, I think actually putting in gameplay and stuff, generally, from my understanding about that creation. A lot of the designs there, but there was no gameplay. So I think it'll be a little bit more code focused and seeing how people make an actual game out of it, you know, as opposed to augmenting somebody else's one. So yeah, you guys get a whole week. Oh yeah, oh great, Combative Quill's in chat with us. So yeah, that's awesome. That's totally. I didn't know you were in chat, but that's a happy circumstance. Someone suggested your creation, and I think that one will be really cool. Do you need to do anything to put a prefix on the remix? You don't. I will find them just by. So I'm gonna leave this now. I won't save. I'm just gonna find it through the lineage tab right here. So just make sure it's a true remix, right? So you use the remix tab, and it'll show up here under the lineage for that creation. And that's all you need to do, and I'll be able to find it that way. And I know what the original creation is, and that's just how I'll find everybody. I do ask that everybody, if you make whatever changes that you do, put them in the description so I know what to look for. I think you guys can see how that was helpful this time around, and will be helpful for me going forward, just so I'm not kind of guessing what the changes were. 'Cause some of them are way more subtle than others, right? Not, it's not like everybody made it into a winter wonderland and it's like super in your face. So, all right, I think that turned out really well. I had a lot of fun doing that stream. I think it was much better than our past Thursday streams, or at least the couple ones that I've done already that are me just working on a creation. I think these are a lot of fun and very community centric, which is important. So, all right, that'll about do it. You guys have a safe and happy New Year. I'm planning on to do that. This will be uploaded to YouTube later today, and I think that's about it. So I will catch you guys in the next one. So, all right, bye guys.
Project Spark is where players create and creators play. What better way to be inspired than to see what's possible? This will surely spark your imagination. Now, how do we begin?